Hello everybody and welcome back to our Kenji's Gaming. Kenji's here bringing some more Space Engineers and the Hoodwinked scenario. Alright guys, just before I go away for a couple of days, I thought it'd be best to try and get a video up, even if it's a short one, just sort of going over some of the things that we've been up to and sort of showcasing some of the things that I'm planning to do. Now, one of the things that we do need to definitely do is start a station up above, and the only real way we're going to do this is maybe through some modifications and things like that. But whilst we're getting into all of that, do remember to hit that subscribe button, smash that like button, tap that notification bell, and leave us a nice comment below. Okay, so this is what my plan is for today, is just simply a little bit of housekeeping before we go to the stars. Now, I am also planning on doing some 7 Days to Die and some, getting into a bit of that, because nobody has responded yet to tell me what sort of genre they want me to go for, what sort of game they want me to go for, things like that. So I'm just going to guess. Thinking of also doing Valheim as well in the background as another go-to game, because I must admit I really want to get into a bit more of that as well. Okay, so I'm going to start with adding in a large projector. I've been meaning to do one of these for a while, just in case we needed anything of that sort of scale. So let's get some resources, because I did sort of do some background housekeeping after our last session. So we'll grab, and it lets me, 50 of those. We'll grab some of those. We'll grab some of those and some of those, because we need a bit of everything these days. Okay, like I said, we're just doing some housekeeping. We're just tidying up, making sure we've got everything before we move on. So colour scheme wise, yeah, make sure it catches up with me this time around, so that I don't have to reset all the colours again. Okay, so the reason for all of this is because it lets me go in. I went through all of our save games, and I've got found almost everything at the moment that I want to find in terms of vehicles and such likes that we really need for this venture. Okay, so I'm going to put in projector S, projector L. Reason why is simply because of the fact that it is easier to tell the difference between the two. We're going to go on, off. What was the other one here? Spawn projection. So that should... No, it's not doing what I thought it was going to do. Okay. Oh well, we'll do it the long way around. Now, in things like X4 Foundations, which is a game I was thinking about doing, but it's just... I don't know enough about the game really to actually even do a video on it at the moment. So give me a bit more time before I even try things like that. But anyway, going back into this... again, when it loads. Okay, so we've got things like the Felix 2. We already know about this ship. We've got that, the Brute, and the Ralph. Engineering block is literally what it says is it's basically a reactor room that I built for another project. Static grid was for a project where I was mining through a mountain. That was fun. ARM is basically a connect to jump system for a jump ship of some kind. Stone camp is literally what it says is it's this camp, but I think a previous state. Static grid, that's another jump ship that I built. Not jump ship, sorry, drop ship even. that can carry things. So that might be one for us to build soon. Let's see what else we've got. Static grid, that's the Morning Star. You can tell what that is. ARS refueling, that's a space station. So we've got opportunities here. Large grid 6559. Not sure what that one is without spawning that in. That's our space station. Okay, what do we need? What do we want? The transatmospheric is just literally a small, like, drop ship that goes with the ARM. Robust is a space-based drill. Yeah, probably this ship would be a nice one for us to get, to be able to get resources into space. Just trying to think what would be a good vessel for us to bring into space that would allow us to be able to well, frankly, just to be able to build upon, so that we could then like create like one of our space-based vessels. Choices. Now, the Hellstorm would be a good one if we were in space. Space frame is probably going to be just like way too big. And these are some other projects. I'm actually tempted to bring in the Wishbone, which is another workshop item. Okay, I think, therefore I am, the easiest way of probably doing this is going to be... Yeah, what is going to be the best method for this? Probably none of that. None of the above. Can we modify? No, probably not. Doesn't have enough resource capacity as well. Okay, I think the easiest way of doing this is going to then be... I think the easiest way of doing this is going to be us adding a load of things into a wish list, putting it on board here, taking it into space, building a starting point station with a projector on it so that we can then build off of that. I think that's going to be the easiest method. So, let's climb up here. Okay, so we need projector, large scale cargo container, couple of batteries, couple of solar panels, and that's just to begin with. So, shark, cargo. There we go. Except I just realised I've forgotten to turn off the programmable block. Whew, that's better. Okay, good. Gonna add in, as soon as I can find them, a couple of turret controllers, a couple of rotors, a couple of hinges. I'll add that in there. We have a 3x3 solar panel. I think that'd probably be a good idea. I'm on each one, so these are the same, so that's good. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're gonna have to do this twice. It jumped. Okay. So that's just a pair of batteries. So it's going to be like 2 batteries, 2 rotors, 2 hinges, a solar array on the end of it, projector mounted somewhere on that. Right, let's add in like a ton of armor block in here as well. Just as a starting point. I'm not entirely sure what else we're going to need from here on out. Probably from here on out, best thing to do is just fill her up as much as we can with resources we know we are going to need. Oh, sorry, let's just fill her up with every resource we've got. There's prototype circuitry, machinery. Yeah, we don't need a zone chip. Okay, so that's that all sorted out. Yeah, I forgot I could just transfer all that over. Alright. We'll make a round trip around. And we'll start on something just as it acts as a way station. That's a good point. I can sort that out when I'm up there. I've got all those parts. I just stopped because I was thinking, oh, you know what? I'm going to need an antenna. I'm going to need somewhere being able to communicate with this thing from the ground. And I was like, oh yeah, I just transferred everything across the cargo. You know, and how stupid is that? But there we go. But yeah, this is going to be, again, proof positive that we can do this. And get back down. So, why am I running? Why can't I stop? Weird. That shouldn't have happened. Depressurize off. Yeah. Okay. Okay, did not expect that to happen. Okay, I must have clipped the wind turbines on the way past. No, I did clip the wind turbines on the way past. Oh well, that's what save games are for. Come on, come on, come on, come on. So yeah, while we're waiting for this to reload, just a recap, do leave us a message below what you want to see, whether it's 7 Days, Valheim, Lord of the Rings, Return to Moria. I could do X3 Terran Conflict or X4 Foundation, sorry. But with Foundation, I am terrible at it. I don't know what I'm doing yet. And I really need to set up a controller for it. So I can get that fine control to be able to steer the ship. But I am willing to make a complete and utter fool of myself with that. So yeah, just leave us a comment, guys. Let us know what you'd like to see. I'll look into adding that spice of life that I promised about half a year ago. I keep on saying guys. Hopefully there are some ladies out there who are following this channel as well. So, I'm not being sexist or anything like that. It's just my mode of speech. It's from my time. From when I was in school and all that. It was like, guys meant both guys and girls. Okay. So I'm going to quickly finish this off. So land shark cargo. So let's see if we can get everything from everywhere that we need. Excuse me. That's the land shark stuff. I'm going to take that. Let's make sure I've got everything that I need here. Just literally just going to throw all that across. We'll come down with whatever's left. I think that does that. Alright, this time around, for expediency's sake, actually one more thing before I do anything else. Let's get in here. Personal, go hydrogen tank. That should be enough to maintain us until we get back down. He says hopefully. Okay. This time around, I'm going to make sure I miss those wind turbines. Yeah, that was daft, silly, but definitely me. Okay. Too far forward. Go. Remote access to there. Sharp connector. Actually, first of all, turn those to auto. Okay. Right, and off we go. Yep, we are going up. I'm thinking if we have it at a bit of an angle, to the base, I think that'll probably be the best thing to do. Because we are hauling a load. I mean, I wonder if I can go any steeper. I'm still going. And we're about, what, 84 degrees, 85 degrees now. We're about 5,000 and still climbing. Look at that, guys. We're going for it. .34 gravity. We've got to hit another. We've got another 10,000 before we actually get into space. And then what I'm thinking, if I start with my elven wishbone, the one I did in Requiem. Call it the elven wishbone because of the fact that the leaf-shaped solar panels on it. And then after that, we can then build stuff, attach it to it, do whatever we need to do. We can even bring in like the Requiem herself, stuff like that. We can go to town. So that's sort of the idea I want to do here. I really want to go to town with this project. But I also want to use it as a platform to be able to then build the carrier that I want to build, which is then going to it's then going to allow us to put things like the land shark, like the carrier, and all the other paraphernalia vehicles that we've got on board, take it to another planet, drop down, do what we do again on that planet, and then we can have fun in this universe. Oh, wow, look at that, we're almost there. 20% of our fuel is used. So yeah, this is definitely a short range carry-on, but it is doing the trick. Okay, start slowing down here because we're almost 18. No, we're at 18. There we go, it's about 18 and a half. Just slowing down. And then once we come to a halt, we can start this building project. There we go. Looks like whatever that unknown signal is got caught in the gravitational wake and is heading downwards. Okay, is this on or off? No, let's decompress. So, I mean, we could take some of that I mean, isn't this cool? Land shark in space. Okay, so let's see. How much can I take? 3.78 kilo. Okay. Let's just throw that in there. So we've got some spare knocking around in the carry-on. Okay. So, we're in space. We're going to do what we set out to do. The land shark is going to be our build and repair platform for now. And, well, where should we build? A little further away? Yeah. I'm thinking maybe we need to try out a different colour scheme for this. It's taking some time loading in the colours. Okay, maybe a red. Yeah. Something that's visible So something like that. And then we want to get in our batteries. So we took enough for 2. Then I want to put that in the end like that. Then for now, this is just for building upon so we want something of that sort of nature on both ends. Before I get any further, let's ensure this is converted to station. So if I do, and I do something like that, and you see we're not getting any further away from the carryall, and we know this is fixed in space now. Okay, so let's add in this one. 0 there. I don't know why I do it like that. I think it's like personal preference more than anything else. That I do certain things in a certain way. There is not really any right or wrong in that. Okay, I'm going to also add in this here. So right, left. Okay, then that goes there. Okay, let's add in our solar panel array. I think I'm going to do this to begin with. Keeping an eye on my hydrogen as well, and my oxygen, for obvious reasons. Okay, so I'm just going to do a 3x3 grid of this on either side. And also, actually, having in that plate there between the two, I think it's going to come in useful in a minute when yeah, I'm going to have to do that anyway. So these are going to be slightly offset from each other. I'm not really too bothered about it. It's an initial building platform. It's nothing special. Okay. So we've got that in place. Let's get some camera on this as well. So on there. On there. Get them in like that. I mean, why not? I'm thinking a bit of railing actually at the moment, just to be able to, if we were to like land on this thing, that we don't accidentally walk off the edge of it, because we need somewhere to be able to. So yeah, we just do that, so that we can then work on these things. I mean, we can always build on this station as well. I mean, yeah, that's the great thing about it. And now that we've got at least a few solar panels in place, we are starting to feed this thing as well. So it's going to take a moment just to build. We can always utilise. Let's have a look at what we got. Fully recharged in 4 days. Okay, so that's exactly what we want. Not really bothered about the slow recharge rate at the moment. Okay, cool. So, naming conventions. So, rotor 2, hinge 2, camera 2, custom current controller 2, custom current controller. We'll call that rotor 1, hinge 1. Now let me in, thank you. Camera 1. We'll call this custom controller 1. Okay, so this is exactly what we want. Okay, so custom controller 2. Sorry, just adjust myself in the seat. Back to the side of the play up. So we know that's going to be rotor 2, hinge 2, camera 2. Like on the planet, I'm going to set these to 0.5 so that we've got accuracy over anything else. Always aim at sun. Sun is over there, so hopefully it's going to find it easily. There we go. Brilliant. All right, let's bring this over a bit more now that we are established. I keep forgetting I don't have a gravity generator on this thing. At some point we'll probably, you know, from the middle there, we'll bring out like a docking arm to be able to like mount onto, you know, something of that sort of nature. And we'll get there in the end. That's all building in nicely. Okay, back in just a moment. Okay. So, might not have all the mats we need. I'm thinking that's the problem here. Really does look weird having all of this in space. Gonna go build and repair. What we got? Hey, thruster components. Solar cells 476, detectors 20. Detectors, yes. Solar, definitely. Not sure why thruster components. I'll have to look into that one. Maybe I need some more gold or something. Why isn't that built? Detector component. Ah, that's things that detector components. That is all just solar paneling now. I wonder if I can do something a little stupid here. Turret controller 1. Okay. So rotor 1, hinge 1, camera 1. Just sort of set. If I can set all this up, and next time we come up into space, we can just bring the extra bits and pieces that we need. Always aim at sun. But that ain't going to work just yet until that is built. That, on the other hand, is doing its job. So, batteries... Yeah, it's gone from 4 days to 7 hours. Okay. Right, next of all, we need... do need an antenna on it. To be able to communicate with the surface below. I'm thinking about, what, 25 kilometers is probably going to be a good range. So that's going to be allowing us to be able to communicate with all of this up here. Right, now we are going to need to also add that cargo container that we had earlier. And probably some of these as well on it. So let's start with Tut with Tut. Okay, let's have a look to see which way around we've got this. Can't even read it. There we go. Okay, so front is apparently that way. And then you've got left and right. Okay, so I think we're probably going to have to do something like that to be able to then add like that, just so that we know which way around we're going. Don't think these are going to be fully built for some reason. He there says being corrected by the game. Oh dear. Alright, I think no, I don't want that. I want 10%. So that's good, that's got that. And that's going to help us with what we want to do next. I think if I'm actually going to make anything of this, if I expand that out like that, and then move the railings like that. I think we need a command. We need a command center on this thing to be able to do anything with this. So if we put that there, I'm not going to use a control seat, I'm just going to use a cockpit for this. Actually, bottom of that is one of those. Scrap that. I've got an idea. I'm going to try for something like that. Have the cockpit on top of it, so that if we then add in some oxygen tanks and all that sort of stuff, we can then do all of that like properly. But the whole idea at the moment, and as ridiculous as this thing looks, is so that I can play around with the projector that's on board. Get the blueprint for not the heavy dock, but for my space frame. We'll see what happens. Pasted ship contains some blocks that are not available in this world. These blocks will not be pasted, which could possibly cause the ship to split. Do you really want to paste this ship? I'm going to going to go yes. No, don't. Oh, don't weld it. Oh, come on. No, don't want to roll it. That's not in the right place. Turn that off. Because this has not worked right. For starters, I didn't want any of this. Second of all, that's not far enough forward. Not by a long shot. I'm going to have to move it. And then have it something like on the end of a nose. Like that. Get that railing in while we can. Oh, wrong one. Then we can do something like this. I've got that backwards. I'm pretty sure that's now backwards. Whatever. Okay. Let's go. Remote access. Land shark. What's going on here? Build and repair systems, turn those off. Right, projector. Copy that to clipboard. Hopefully this time we shouldn't have a problem. Literally is roll. Yours like that. Pitch is like that. So which way around do we want it? We want it that way around. With a major forward offset, like say. Or do we actually? Thinking about it. What if actually this was more centered around where we're at the moment as a building premise? I mean, eventually we're probably going to have some problems with the... Actually, no, that might actually work. Let's check the build and repair systems, because we're going to need to move their area of influence. As you can see, it isn't going to cover everything. This is the hard part. No, that's down there. Oh, crud. I forgot that's still drilling. Okay, so I should now be able to do something like this ish, and then we can go build and repair 1. You can go horizontal, like that. Does that cover? Yeah, that covers that bit. That covers out there. I think we're going to have to do this maybe in 2 stages. And it looks like I'm going to have to rebuild all of the solar panels on the lower end of this as well. But that is covered. Because yeah, we've got this huge farm here, which is like for the hydrogen oxygen storage, and then from this side we've got more connection ports, things like that, and then we've got the like the lab over there. I think might be able to move that forward a bit as well. So where are we? Maybe something like that. So that gets most of it, and then we can move it forward to get the far end. Or even better yet, let's do the far end and then work our way backwards. Yeah, I think that's going to do it. So let's turn that off for now. I think the next major challenge is going to be how we're going to dock this up. Because like right now that's what, 1, 2, maybe 4 blocks down. I was going to need a gravity generator. That shouldn't be a problem. It's going to mean a problem for having this in place, but then we could like roll this backwards. So let's go. So we're just keeping an eye on my time here. I might have to bring this to an end soon, actually. So let's go gravity generator. We'll slap that in place there. And I think what we're going to have to do here is, if we maybe go 1, 2, 3, and then connector. Right, so that's too high. Or 2 units high. And then we can sort of maybe take off of there. Go 1. This is going to be a large platform underneath it, I think. Is that 5? Yeah. 2, 3, 4, 5. And it's simply then going to be a case of build from there. Okay, let's get the build and repair systems back online. We can do that through this, actually.
Your health is low.
Oops. Back here, won't it? Might as well sort of heal up. Okay. So hopefully this will give us the means to be able to back the land shark onto the station, be able to drop off everything that we've got, and then head back down to the planet. There we go. Oh, there is now artificial gravity in the area. Okay, so this is going to be the challenging aspect, I guess, is being able to navigate this entire assembly onto the back of that. Just to be able to connect it up for now. I think that is showing yellow. Yeah, that's showing yellow. Okay. And look at that! I actually did it without blowing stuff up. That's gotta be a legend on this channel. Yeah, not blowing stuff up. Hey. Okay. Actually, I don't know what we called this thing. If anything, just large cargo. Build platform 1. We'll just call it that for now. BP1. So shark cargo, head to BP1 cargo. Actually, what do I want to keep? Oh, that's good. Gravity comps, medical, keep those on there, that and that. Zone chip, debatable. Yeah. So, there we go, guys. We've now transferred everything across. That can now start building the, well, once we've allowed it to, start building this huge assembly beneath us. And, yeah, we can now safely go back down to the planet. We have succeeded in starting our spacefaring journey. Alright guys, thanks for joining me, and I'll catch you next time on Arcangulus Gaming.